everyone, Sallycat here, and welcome back at long last to Sallycat Plays Exile 1, Escape from the Pit. When last we left our heroes, we had explored the town of Formalo up here. Now, I've gone and done some exploring and a little grinding off-screen, so you may notice we have some better stats and no money. Because we are still at the point in the game where training is expensive. Let alone buying more spells. So, what I'm going to do for now is, I'm actually going back to the Batcave to clear up a little loose end. You may recall that we never finished that one. Here on the map there's a little empty space. We encountered some rabid poisonous bats, and also a few fire-breathing lava bats. Always fun. Okay. Also, I gave Kaylee level 3 mage spells. But she's not much of a spellcaster yet, having only 10 spell points. So... Quickly kill the bat. Oh, rabid bat, so... less quickly killed than I would like. There we go. Yeah, this cave gets surprisingly tough at low levels. Also, it's a shame that, fighting bats, you don't really get any loot. They don't drop anything. Hence the aforementioned no money. So, here we have an evil altar and a special thingy. What's up here? You find an ancient stone altar, well worn by the ceaseless drops of water from the ceiling above. The carving of a bat is still barely visible on its front, set with several gemstones. Someone has left a pair of gauntlets in front of the altar as an offering. Also, the gems are clearly worth some cash. We can loot the altar, or we can leave. Hey, let's loot the clearly evil altar. And not have any consequences. Awesome sauce. So we've got these unidentified gauntlets. Once we get a little more cash, we can identify them. And there's really nothing else to do here, so I will see you guys on the outside. And we're back. I actually did go over to Fort Duvno to get those gloves identified, and pick up some more food, because we were almost out. Silver gauntlets... I don't actually know what these do. I may have to go and see if I can find that information elsewhere. Because I don't remember if they help with defense, or luck, or offense, or if they're just shiny, shiny loot. But anyway... this episode is primarily going to be about tying up a couple loose ends and doing a bit of exploring up to the north here. So... now there is one interesting bit that I wanted to show on screen. Let's see, if we wander around the tunnels up in here, we find a secret passage. This huge cave was once a huge mine of some sort. Ruined equipment is scattered about. Nearby you see a small, dusty blue stone. And take. And over here is more of the same. And that gives us a bunch of sapphires. We don't actually have much use for those right now, but they do come in handy for the magic map spell later. Magic map is handy because with one cast, it can give you an entire map of a dungeon. That's not where I want to go. Of course, we are far too poor to afford such spells at the moment. Oh yeah. This is an interesting little dungeon. I could turn on a light, but this area is small enough I don't really want to bother. So, hi folks. Who are you? A middle-aged man with a scratchy beard and battered armor sits warming himself by a fire. He has a holy symbol and dented mace. He nods. They call me Ghoulie. He grunts. I and Yongmi are adventurers. We're trying to get into the crypt. Yongmi? Okay. Well, have to do something. I wasn't like this on the surface. I was a monk and a sage, but then I did something which angered my superiors. Positively nauseous men. Never understood the need for perfect grammar on the scrolls. The records were for posterity. Is it too much to ask that some effort be spent to make them correct? He frowns. It would seem so. It was too much trouble for them. I criticized their handling of them one too many times, and here I am. Okay, so from monk and effectively scribe to adventuring in dark and creepy dungeons. What a world, what a world. Crypt. That's definitely what it is. I can sense the torment of the souls beyond. We hope to liberate them from their unholy bondage, and pick up a treasure or two in the bargain. Treasures? Well, he doesn't yet know what treasures might be in there. So this must be Yongmi. You find a small Asian woman with waist-length hair. She seems to be mixing up some poison. Greetings, I'm Yongmi. Getting ready to enter the crypt. It'll be a tough haul. Nasty and dangerous. She sighs. But better than the alternative. Well, I could be on the surface. I went into exile voluntarily. I may be the only one. Let's just say there was a marriage I wasn't interested in being a part of. She looks at the substance she's grinding carefully. Then she smiles. It's hard to get quality ingredients. So it makes me think that maybe she, disposed of an unwanted fiancé or two. So, if we ask her about ingredients, does that get anything? I've had best luck with the poison glands of asps. Asps are hard to find, but their fangs make powerful poison, if you can find a recipe. I'd teach you mine, but, well, I don't want to. Sorry. She smiles winningly. Still, there are better things. What I could really use are some good arrows. Arrows of light and arrows of life would be really useful in here. The first slays demons. The latter slays undead. Both are rare as hell. Ah well, have to do things the old-fashioned way. The main problem now is figuring out how to get in. Spells and picking haven't worked on the door yet, but we'll keep on it. There must be some way to open it. Okay. See if Ghoulie knows anything about the door. Alright. So these guys are both pretty clueless when it comes to opening this door. And this one is actually hard-coded so that lockpicks and spells will not work on it. We need some other gimmick to get in. And personally, I don't feel like dealing with demons and undead with this party right now, so we'll come back quite a bit later. Oh no, spiders. Go away, spiders. The sign says, Cave of Motracks. Polite guests only, please. Alright guys, better be on your best behavior. And we're gonna cast a light spell, because this place is lit by campfires and torches, and those are not super effective. The Cave of Motracks. Report to barracks before entering. But first, explorations. Yes, I am that completionist anal retentive type that likes to explore every little bit that I can. Barracks. Alright, let's go ahead and report in. You see a skinny man in nice steel armor. He's almost manic. He can't seem to slow down. He bounces up to shake your hand, a wild grin on his face. Greeting, I'm Ko. Welcome to the Cavern of Motracks. I greet visitors to the cave. I also guard things that I need to be guarding. He straightens up. It's a dull job. With Motracks around, only a fool would cause trouble. I mainly greet people, and take care of my cats. Kitties! Delta and Epsilon are their names. They should be in the cave. Motracks loves them. Did I not spell that right? Motracks. He doesn't know about the dragon Motracks. That's hilarious. He goes into his spiel, quivering with happiness. All visitors are welcome to the Cave of Motracks to greet the Ancient One, to teach and learn. The rules are simple. Stay on the paths and behave. When visiting Motracks, go through the main cave. He'll be in the second cave-in. He throws trash into the tunnels to the west, and lives in the tunnels to the east. I recommend against going into the latter. He probably wouldn't like it. I'm pretty sure... Okay. Now, I've heard about this dragon? Yeah, no. You see a big, beefy, pasty-faced guard. He looks bored. I am Alex. Guarding the dragon. He snickers. Get me, I'm guarding a dragon. I feel so useful. And, of course, being a typical guard, he only has responses for name and job. Must always check for secret passages, of course. Oh, hey, you look fun. You see a woman in long, sparkling robes. She has long brown hair, set off well by the sparkling crystal around her neck. Greeting, traveler. I am Marian. What brings you here? I've been here for a year now, conversing with, teaching, and learning from Motracks. Maybe you can tell me more about Motracks. The ancient dragon of the cave. He knows so much of these tunnels, and the races in them. I hope one day to plumb into his memory and find knowledge of a tunnel to the surface world. Then I can escape this horrid pit. She looks at you slyly. And maybe take the captain with me. Oh, the captain? She grins very broadly. Ko's the captain. If I left, I'd have to take him with. He's good to have around. You like him. But no, Ko really is a fun guy. I like him too. Oh... Okay, I don't think she actually has much more to say other than telling us about the dragon Motracks. So that's right, we are here to see a dragon. He is awesome. Guest quarters. Another wizardy type. You see a tall, thin man with a long beard. He is old and frail, but you can feel great power coming from him. He gives you a barely perceptible nod of his head. I am Leith. Oh, Leith, we've heard about you. Something about an orb I think you were researching. I grow old, and I learn from the dragon. We understand each other. Although he was as old as I as an infant, I still find we think surprisingly alike, and one day he will mourn me. He nods solemnly. Yes, it gives my spirit great comfort to know it will be mourned by something so ancient. What about this orb I've heard of? Crap. Sphere? There we go. Sphere? Oh, you must mean Thralney's orb. It was brought down here by the first visitors long ago. Years I spent trying to find it, knowing the gift of flight might help me escape. But I never did, and eventually gave up. I never could find it. I did find out that Thralney met his end while navigating the water maze. Okay, so... Thralney? Okay... It helps sometimes if you spell things correctly. So the water maze is a bizarre mess of waterfalls to the west of the Slithzerakai, very dangerous and difficult to explore. I read an account that he went in, hoping to use the orb to save himself from disaster, and never came out again. So, apparently the orb was not able to save him from disaster. Okay, so the Orb of Thralny is a major artifact in this game. Just gonna look through the bookshelves here. And it does in fact give you the power of flight for a few squares on the overworld map. Lock doors. So what to say, gang? Should we try unlocking some of these doors? I know it's not polite, but... we are not always the kind of crew to respect boundaries. Ah, take breaks, I hate that. Oh, that was my last pick. Crap. Well, good news is, we have Unlock Spell. And I'm only going to try it once on any of these doors, because I think they're mostly just bedrooms and storage. Yeah. I'm curious about exploring, but I only want to put so much effort in. Oh, and my light spell's worn off too. Darn it. Quick recast. More dull guards. So the path is kind of loosely marked out by these piles of rubble and stalagmites. Oh, hello. A dragon and a kitty! You see a small, very sedate black cat. It has a tag around its neck. The tag says Exile. What is your job, little kitty? Meow. The cats don't say much, but they are cats, and cats are wonderful. Now, for the main attraction of the cave, you see a dragon. He is green, with reddish highlights, and towers high above you. The dull color of his skin and the cracks in his wings indicate he is very old. He stares at you with frighteningly wise eyes. Hi, Motracks! Yeah, Motracks is one of my favorite characters in this game. I like him quite a lot. His voice is so deep it seems to make the ground vibrate. I am Motracks. He sighs. A small wisp of flame comes out. I am an ancient dragon, long past my prime. I do not roam the caves and hunt anymore, but devote myself to scholarly pursuits and playing with my cats. Speaking of cats, you may hear a small meowing sound in the background. That's my own cat, Garnet. She likes to come in and help me record sometimes. Remarkable little creatures. I don't know how I lived without them. Okay. Scholarly pursuits. Hi, Garnet. I have humans come here, and I learn of their ways and of the land above ground. I would like to visit. Alas, your leaders would no doubt cast me below again, at best. He chuckles smokily. I like you humans, despite our first meeting. I met some of those in the first visitation. I do not believe we've heard of that before. His head rears back in surprise. You haven't learned of the visitation yet? When those above found these caves, they sent a large force below, led by a small group of powerful adventurers with much magic. The sorry band hoped to subdue us all. They were arrogant, they were stupid, and they were slaughtered. To a man and woman. A group of them came here, fleeing a band of sliths. They attacked. I slew them, and cast aside their paltry treasures. Another band came, humbly this time, asking for sanctuary. I refused them, though they offered a bribe. My leftovers go to my pets, stupid, smaller cousins who live down the tunnel to the west. I recall giving their trinkets to my pets to play with. Be careful, though, they anger easily. And what about this bribe? A stone key, which they said they found somewhere far to the west. I was enraged at being attacked, so I threw them out and their trinket with them. They can't have gotten far before the sliths got them. They went southeast. You take note of this. Ah, so the game itself is telling us that this key is important. Okay. Ah, yes. The floor of this cave has been worn smooth by centuries of dragon feet passing over it. The floor slopes downward to a large rounded depression in the center, perfect for something large to rest in. So I'm going to explore a bit around here, but we really don't want to disturb the dragon's private quarters too much because angry dragons are very, very deadly. The pile of rubble to the west consists of huge piles of rounded stones, stacked to form a comfortable bed for Motracks. Okay, so apparently we can enter his bedchamber with no consequences, but definitely shouldn't try going farther than that. You see a fast-moving grey cat. It has a tag around its neck. The tag says Delta. Meow! Meow. Okay, Delta, can you move a bit? I would like to get past you. Now, we do need to be a little bit careful around here. We've heard Motracks mention that he has some little pet lizards that apparently are dangerous when they are angered. And oh crap. That is a fire lizard. They are quite a bit tougher than the regular giant lizards and also breathe fire. I can probably take them, but I don't like my chances right now. So let's skedaddle and maybe come back for some treasures later on. Uh-oh, spiders. Oh, monsters fled. Hooray. I do enjoy when that happens, unless I'm actually trying to get more loot and experience. So, if we want to go southwest... Honestly, if you look at the map, it's pretty hard to go southwest from this direction. But again, you may notice a conspicuous area over here that I've left blank. If we had gone there before, we wouldn't have found much, but after talking to Motracks, that trips an event flag, and we can actually find that key he was talking about. Because this being an adventure RPG type game, keys are often very important for unlocking certain doors and things. Tiny scraps of armor and bits of metal provide evidence that there was once some sort of heavy, pitched battle here. The cave has an eerie feeling to it. You pick through the remains of the battle long past. As you do, you see something you wouldn't have noticed had you not heard that it might be here. A small key of some smooth gray material. So now we have a bronze key and a stone key. Also, I believe that is about enough for an episode for now. Next time, we will explore a bit more around the area here, and I do promise more violence next time as we go into that Nephilim fortress to look for the Mayor's Stolen Necklace. Have a good night, everyone. See you later.